This is a tour of the Rattlesnake Museum in New Mexico. Here's a Western Diamondback. This is one of the most aggressive, poisonous snakes in the desert. Here's a friend over here, 100-year-old tortoise.
Meanwhile, enzymes in the venom have been literally digesting the muscles in his arm.
Here's a vitriol
These are the same
rattlesnake.
type of enzymes that we have in our stomachs to break up proteins in meat. The tissue rots. His arm swells to 3 times its normal size, and the dead tissue turns black.
And you may even have this as a pet, this bearded dragon.
On Tuesday morning, when I finally established that it was Tuesday morning, I'd heard from the radio. And I remembered that it had been Thursday night that I'd been dropped off and had made arrangements with my friend to come.
And here's a whole collection of rattlesnakes.
Sunday that I would be wanting
Northern
to be
Pacific.
Up. And here it is Tuesday, so I've been there for 5 days, and my friend is not there, so I know something is wrong.
Unknown to Mike, there'd been a
The
flash
Egyptian
flood,
rattlesnake.
making the road impassable. His friend was delayed for another before he finally arrived.
This guy's over here resting.
What happened to you? Your arm. So,
Here's a
after
southwestern
treatment,
species rattlesnake right here.
There, a surgeon was able to operate on his own.
Look at his scales.
He said he opened it up and it just glopped out in one mass. He said it was like an old rotted peach, kind of dry and coarse and just in one mass pretty much. And then they went into my fingers, they sliced open the back, some sort of irrigation, to
different rattlesnake handlers who have been bitten badly. That's what you're hearing in the background.
In the sea,
now here's some non-venomous snakes, but a beautiful boa.
What makes sea
Or rather,
snakes so
excuse
much
me,
more dangerous
a
than rattlesnakes?
ball python.
Today, Brian Grigg Fry will attempt to catch an olive sea snake, then milk it and analyze its venom. Only now are we beginning to understand
Here's a South American rattlesnake.
Venoms are. We know this single snake can kill a person, but what exactly is in its venom that does so much damage? Olive sea snakes
Here's a
are
midget prairie
searching the
rattlesnake. It's pretty
mountains
curious.
with a sense of smell. They're actually short-sighted and inquisitive. They swim up to divers, not to attack.
Here's the Arizona black rattlesnake.
Like almost all venomous animals, they're not naturally aggressive towards us.
Here is
We even
a
handle them. If
prairie
you know
rattlesnake.
The tragic irony for all people bitten by venomous animals is that the venom is not intended for humans. And anyway, the animals have no need to kill anything. What they do need to do is to immobilize. And that's why this snake is so incredibly toxic. It needs
These are
to
just
instantly
incredible.
stop any fish it bites from swimming away.
Here's an Eastern
So let's discover
Diamondback.
how this particular venom does its job. Back in the lab, Brian
And a
starts to break the
Mexican
venom down.
coast
Like an
rattlesnake.
orchestra, venoms contain many different components working in symphony. A computer will determine
This is a
how
Burmese
venom
python.
exactly
These are beautiful.
I wonder how often she just gets like stuck.
And as Brian works, it becomes clear that this venom is a particularly rich wound. Already the computer is showing 40 different components to the sea snake's venom.
And
By
this
combining each component with living muscle cells, he discovers that most
is one of the
are
largest
biotoxins,
lizards in New
the
Mexico.
molecules that attach your muscles. But there are others with different colors. And the screen shows the final results. Blue dots for
This one's
biotoxins,
cool. I don't remember seeing this one.
red dots for other cells.
Scales are cool because like they're too cool to use. These are like black. Yeah, like the white.
Should we just take in the same way so we've got the head?
Here's a collection of desert horn toads.
Okay, that is a very big.
Which are really lizards, not toads.
That is a huge.
Just to show you this guy's this
I was like, yeah, this big. I thought mine was a big snake when I saw it.
And that's 4 meters.
Wow.
this is a big red diamond rattlesnake.
probably have to do this. Oh yeah, it's really
Okay, we've got Florida Atlantic University's reptile anatomist, obviously looking after the science in these sections. Your first impressions, Jeanette, about these two. This is a
This is a Mojave rattlesnake. These things are deadly venomous. You do not want to encounter that when you're in the Mojave Desert.
So from an anatomy and a dissection point of view, is this going to be a suitable candidate? It's a great snake in terms of the size.
It's got great size.
This is a beautiful green snake, a green tree python, kind of small for a python.
This is going to be not that useful an animal for anatomy. This one
This is very beautiful.
is really small. And so I reach up and keeps it shape.
Excuse me.
Keep predators away. Red next to yellow will kill a fellow is a useful rhyme about a coral snake. It is venomous.
Here's the Eastern
Red
Diamondback.
next to black is a friend of Jack is true for a milk snake. It mimics warning colors and only pretends to be dangerous. A pretend head keeps
This is
the
it.
head of a Calabar ground python safe. The real head has a tongue that gives it away, but the deception can be good enough to cause a predator to attack the tail by mistake, and a tail is not a vital organ. Often the brilliant colors and patterns of a snake's skin are not a warning but a subtle camouflage.
Here's a banded
matching
rattlesnake.
its surroundings. And to us, it can look beautiful.
Banded rock rattlesnake.
Scales
Here's a
come
molten
in
rock
endless
rattlesnake.
varieties.
You ever heard of this? A mottled rock rattlesnake. These are in Mexico.
Snakes are not easily seen.
They're pretty rare.
Useful quality which suits these masters of ambush perfectly. But the beauty and subtlety
Here's
of
a black-tailed
snakeskin has also
rattlesnake.
been their undoing for thousands of years.